Dear ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our introductory course of the Russian language for beginners. This is an exciting journey to the beautiful world of the Russian language and the Russian culture. Welcome aboard! Russian is primarily spoken in Russia and the other countries that were once constituent republics of the USSR. Until 1917, it was the sole official language of the Russian Empire. During the Soviet period, the policy toward the languages of the various other ethnic groups fluctuated in practice. Though each of the constituent republics had its own official language, the unifying role was reserved for Russian. In the 20th century, it was widely taught in the schools of the members of the old Warsaw Pact and in other countries influenced by the USSR. Russian is also spoken in Israel by ethnic Jewish immigrants from the former Soviet Union. The Israeli press and websites regularly publish material in Russian. Sizable Russian-speaking communities totaling in the hundreds of thousands also exist in North America and to a lesser extent in Western Europe. So here you see the official statistics describing Russia and the territory of the country where the language is the national language. So this is the Russian alphabet. So you see, these letters which are given in printed form. But we are going to study both printed form and written letters. Right, so you may observe that printed form looks more official and formal, while written form may be even a bit more old-fashioned and romantic. We start with the Russian alphabet. Please follow the movements of my lips. We start with the letter and the sound corresponding to this letter. Well, in fact, there are 33 letters in the Russian alphabet. In Russian, we have both vowel letters and consonant letters, which correspond to vowel sounds and consonant sounds. Well, 10 vowel letters and 21 consonants all in all. We don't have the difference between long and short sounds, although stressed vowels may be a bit longer than traditional unstressed vowels. Now we start with the first vowel letter, which is letter R. So let me mark our first Russian letter. Letter R. Well, you see this letter comes in two positions in our first word today, which is Ankara, the capital of Turkey. Ankara, Ankara, Ankara. Well, in the first position, the capital R is not stressed. It doesn't have the upper mark, the upper bar. So it comes in an unstressed position, while in the second position it comes with a small bar which indicates the stressed syllable and the stressed vowel, which is a bit longer than the unstressed one. Ankara, 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 ah, ah, ah. I know that in English and, for example, in Urdu, you guys distinguish between ah. Well, the first one is short and it is produced in the mid position of the mouth, while the second one, R, is longer, may become a bit nasalized. So as far as Russian R is concerned, I should say that it is produced primarily in middle position or very close to teeth position, so it's not protruded backwards to the root of the mouth. No, so it's like it's somewhere in the mid position of the mouth, right? Ankara, Ankara, Ankara. So the next consonant, the next letter is B, and this is a consonant. To produce this letter and sound, the corresponding sound is B, B, B. You simply press your lips like B, B, B. Bern, Bern, Bern. Another name of a big city. Then letter number 3. Today it's letter V. 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 And the corresponding sound is V. V. Well, a point of interest. In English, well, in order to produce a V letter sound, V, victory, you need to bite your lip from the outside, like V, V, victory. This is not true about the Russian one. So in Russian, we bite our lip from the inside, like V, V, V. So, and the quality of the sound is different. So press your lower lip against your upper teeth, V, V. Well, don't bite the lip from the outside, please bite it from the inside of your mouth to produce the correct V sound. V, Vienna, 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 V, V, V. Well, our next consonant letter for today is letter G, and the corresponding sound is G. Well, I know that in Urdu you guys distinguish between a mild G and a very strong H sound, like H. Well, in Russian we only have this mild variation, which is G, G, G. Like, for example, in English, in the English word garage, or in the English word goose, geese, G, the letter is G and the corresponding sound is G, 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 gaga, gaga, gaga. Well, our next consonant letter today is letter D, and the corresponding sound is D. Well, I know that in Urdu, in some positions to produce the, you need to protrude your tongue between your teeth. This is not true about the Russian letter and the Russian sound. So you simply press your tip of the tongue against your upper teeth. Not against the alveoles, but against the upper teeth. Like D, D, D. The majority of Russian consonants are produced in this position, pressing the tip of the tongue against your upper teeth, like D, D, D. Well, our next letter is the letter Y. This is a vowel letter, Y, Y. It is produced with a small gliding at the beginning, yeah, yeah, yeah. Right, well, a very interesting letter, and the following one is even more interesting because it's got two dots above it, right? And the letter is your, which is also produced with a small gliding at the initial position, your, like in English word your, right? So the next consonant letter is the letter J, and the corresponding sound is J, J, J. You touch the upper palate, the hard palate, the upper part of your mouth, and make a small vibration like J, J, J. Right, so the air comes through a small hole between the tip of the tongue and the hard palate. Well, our next consonant sound is our next consonant letter is the letter Z, and the corresponding sound is Z. I know that in Urdu you guys have different variations of this letter and sound. It may be like dz, 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 starting with a small d. However, in Russian we have a pure z sound. So you put the tip of the tongue against your upper teeth. You press the tip of your tongue and produce this z sound. Z, z. Your lips may form a mild smile while producing this sound, like z, z, z. Right, Zagreb. Well, our next letter is vowel letter E. E. Again, your lips come in a small, mild smile, and while smiling, you produce this beautiful vowel sound E, E, E. Right, the next one is, unlike the previous one, is a consonant, which is a short y, y, y. And in Russian, it is a consonant, not a vowel sound, like y, y, y. So short y. Then the next consonant letter is letter K, 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 and the corresponding sound is K. I know that in English and in Urdu, people often produce a strong wave of air while pronouncing this K sound. So it is aspirated very intensively. In Russian, we don't need this powerful aspiration. In fact, while we make a mild version of this sound, like K, 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 Kair, K, K. Right, so our next consonant is consonant L, and the corresponding sound is L. It may have a lighter variation which sounds a little bit softer, like la 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 la, but usually the latter corresponds to a dark variation which is L, like in London. Again, you simply press the tip of your tongue against your upper teeth, like L, L, or L, L. Then our next consonant letter is letter M, and the corresponding sound is M. You simply press your lips and produce this M sound, M, M. Well, here you see the capital of our country, the capital of the Russian Federation, which is Moskva, Moskva, and the letter R comes in the stressed position, right? Moskva, Moskva, Moskva. Right, so then the next letter is the letter N, and the corresponding sound is N, N. Again, I know that in Urdu you have different variations of It may be nasalized and produced at the back of your tongue, like It may be mid position, no. And I should say that in Russian we have only mid position without any nasalization. The next vowel letter is letter O, Oslo. I should say that when this letter comes in unstressed position, it is very often neutralized, and it is not pronounced distinctly in Russian in unstressed position, while when it comes in stressed position, we pronounce it very distinctly, like Oslo, Oslo, Oslo. So your lips are rounded and you make this O sound. Then another consonant P, and the corresponding sound is P. Again, I know that in Urdu and in English, this consonant comes with much aspiration, like P, pocket. In Russian, we don't need this degree of aspiration. In fact, while we don't exhale a lot of air, we pronounce it in a mild, weak form, like P, Praga. Right, we are moving to the second part of our table, and we are coming to a very important and tricky letter, which is the letter R, and the corresponding sound is R. Well, unlike R in English, where the tip of the tongue is put very far to the root of the tongue, like or I know that in Urdu you have even more beautiful variations like like in the word body. So it's very loud and beautiful and musical. In Russian, we like a middle variation, which is r. You touch hard palates, you touch alveoles with the back of your tongue, and you produce vibration like r, 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 rim, rim, r, r. It may be a bit harder like r in the word работа, or it may be a bit softer like in the word ребенок, r, r, r. Well, so you don't need to put it too backwards or too forward. You touch hard palates, the alveoles, and produce r, r, r. Well, our next consonant is the letter S, and the corresponding sound is s, 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 s. Again, you touch your hard palate, the alveolar zone, and with the tip of your tongue, and produce this s, s, s sound, right? So our next letter is the consonant letter T. Again, T, T, T. You simply press the tip of your tongue against upper teeth. No need to aspirate, not to need to exhale too much air. So we produce a mild form of this T sound, right? T, Tokyo. The next letter is a vowel, and this is U letter. U, and the corresponding sound is U, U. Right, our next letter is the letter F, and the corresponding sound is F. Again, like in V letter, you simply bite your lower lip from the inside. You touch you press your upper teeth and your against your lower lip from the inside, so no need to bite the mouth from the lip from the outside. We simply bite the lip from the inside and produce this f, 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 Frankfurt, flag, fevral, right? F, f, biting from the inside. Our next consonant letter is H, and the corresponding sound is H. H again, no need to make it too strong like in H. It's a mild, soft form, very not very strong. Like, well, so we simply have it in a very simple, mild manner, like H, Helsinki, хлеб. Our next letter is consonant C, and this consonant is always hard. In Russian, we have both soft consonants and hard consonant, and the letter C and the corresponding sound C is always hard. C, 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 C. You touch the root of your upper teeth to produce this sound. C. Right, then the next letter is Che, Che, Che. You touch the hard palate and produce this ch sound. No need to protrude your tongue too much backwards like kh. No. In Russian, you simply have to touch the hard palate in the upper part of your mouth, near your upper teeth, like ch, ch, touch the alveolar zone and you get the correct Russian ch variation, right? Then the letter sha, and the corresponding sound is sh, sh, Shanghai, right? The letter sha, and the corresponding sound is sh, sh, sh. This is a softer variation of sh, sh. Then comes as hard mark. The next one is a soft mark. Well, this is hard mark, this is soft mark, and now we are moving to the letter I. Well, in fact, two previous marks, the hard mark and the soft mark, they don't correspond to any sounds. We use these letters to only in writing, in orthography, to distinguish, to mark certain positions, to make preceding consonants softer or harder. No sounds here. And now we are moving to another vowel letter I, and the corresponding sound is I also, which is a harder version of E. E. Again, you make a mild smile with your lips and make the sound you press the tip of your tongue against your lower teeth. Our next vowel is e. Again, I need to pay your attention that, for example, in English, there are two variations of this sound, like when the lower part of your mouth comes down, and a milder variation, which is In Russian, we have only this mild variation. You don't need to move your mouth toward downwards, like no this position in Russian. We only have this mid position, like Right, so our next consonant is consonant letter U, and the corresponding sound is U. And our final letter in Russian, which is Ya, which also corresponds to the personal pronoun of I in English, and if I'm not mistaken, mer, or in Urdu, or Mira, or I, right? So I, or in Russian it's Ya, I. Yeah. Ironically, we usually joke here that when people are too egocentric, or say they prioritize only their needs, sometimes in Russian we say that this personal pronoun, this letter Ya, comes final in Russian alphabet. So no need to be so egocentric. Your letter is final one in Russian alphabet. Ya, right? Ya letter. Mira, mer, the Ya in Russian, right? So let's pronounce all the letters again. Will you please repeat after me? A, B, V, G, D, E, Ё, Ж, Z, I краткий, К, Л, М, Н, О, П, Р, С, Т, У, Ф, Х, Ц, Ч, Ш, Ща, твердый знак, hard mark, мягкий знак, soft mark, Ю, Yeah. Thank you, guys. We are moving forward. So you see, well, 10 vowel letters and 21 consonant letters and 2 marks, a hard mark and a soft mark. Once again, I repeat that these 2 marks, they don't produce any sounds. They are used only in writing to distinguish certain positions of the preceding consonants. Well, again, we are coming back to our letters, and here let us start with the letters which seem similar to English alphabet, the English alphabet, the Latin alphabet. For example, the letter R, which looks like English A. Well, I would like to pay your attention that in print, the small letter comes this variant, while in writing, say in writing in exercise books or in notebooks, we make it this way, like, well, maybe not the this is not the best variant of it. We are going to practice it a bit later, written variations of Russian letters. However, I just want you to remember this difference. In fact, there's no difference. This is only the variant for books, and this variant of the letter, of the small letter, is for notebooks, exercise books, writing. You see, each letter in Russian comes in a big variation and in a small variation. Big letters are used in the initial positions in sentences. So the first letter in sentence is a big letter. Also, big letters mark personal names and names of geographical objects, names of countries, names of cities, rivers, also written with the capital letter. So the first letter is R, then O, yeah, which comes with a small gliding, like yeah, gliding yeah, and then you add and pronounce this yeah letter. All right, the next letter is K, and the corresponding sound is K. Don't make too much aspiration, don't exhale too much air. Then the next consonant letter is M, and the corresponding sound is M. And the next consonant letter is T, and the corresponding sound is T. So in the upper line we have vowels, and in the lower line we have consonants. In Russian, in order to build a syllable, which is a minimal part of a word, syllables build words, you need to combine consonants with vowels. Although the position when a vowel comes first is also possible in Russian. So let us read our first words, right? So will you please read together with me or after me, like in act, 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 кто, 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 акт, акт, кто. Don't forget that we do not combine letters, we combine sounds, right? So our next word is век, век, and the combination of the sounds builds век, век. Mart, don't forget this vibration. Mart, in the middle, the vibration happens in the mid position of your mouth with the tip of your tongue. Mart, Mart, Mart. Sok, sok, sok. Tam, tam, tam. Right, so don't forget this order. And right now we are moving to our exercises. This is the practical part of our today's meeting. Please pay attention to these exercises because it's part of your homework. When you open your worksheets, you'll see that the exercises in your worksheets correspond directly to the material covered in our lectures. So here again we repeat 3 Russian vowel letters, A, O, U. Will you please read after me? A, O, U. Don't forget that in boxes, in brackets, in square brackets, we write sounds while letters come without any brackets. So let us read vowels. A, O, U, O, A. All right, we are moving further. Right now we work with the consonants. The consonant letters M, N, L. Согласные буквы, consonant letters in Russian. Again, sounds come in square brackets while letters come without brackets. M, 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 N, 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 L, and the letter is L, L. Let us read the syllables with these consonants. Ma, mo, mu, na, no, nu, la, lo, lu. Right? We are moving further, and right now we've got also very simple Russian consonants like B, V. Don't forget to bite it from the inside. V, P. Again, in brackets come sounds and letters come without square brackets. B, and the letters are B, B, B. The sound is V, and the letters are V, V. The sound P, and the letters are P, P, P. Let us read the syllables with these sounds. Ba, bo, bu. Va, vo, vu, pa, po, pu. Right, so let us read different combinations of different consonants and sounds. We are moving very quickly. No time to waste. Well, Russian is interesting and promising, and we are moving at a high speed, all right? O, U, A, Mo, Mu, Ma, No, Nu, Na, Lo, Lu, La, A, O, U, La, Lo, Lu, Ma, Mo, Mu, Na, No, Nu, U, A, O, Nu, Na, No, Lu, La, Lo, Mu, Ma, Mo. Well, it seems that the correspondence between certain letters and sounds is not difficult. However, in Russian we have stressed positions of vowels and unstressed positions of vowels. What is stress? Well, stress, which is something, well, is a vowel which is produced with a bigger force. We put a special emphasis on this vowel. It may be, we may sing it as a song. For example, nota, nota, nota. And we put a special bar sound, well, in above the letter to mark the stress. Nota. When the vowel comes in a stress position, well, it is produced as an alphabet. It gives its full quality. While in unstressed position, the unstressed vowel loses its quality. For example, if you take the word water in Russian, which is voda, you see the second vowel is stressed, voda. And this first vowel in the first syllable loses its quality. It's not a clear O. It's something between O, A, and even I in certain words. So let us pronounce this first syllable very quickly. The vowel is not stressed, and then we add much force to R and say vada, vada, vada. All right, we are moving further. So more consonants today, consonants D and T, and the corresponding sounds is D, D, T, T. Let us read the syllables with these sounds. Da, do, do, ta, to, tu, ta, do, tu. And another pair of sounds over consonant sounds and letters Z and S, Z, S, and the corresponding sounds are Z, S, Z, S. You see, well, Z is produced with voice. That's why such sounds like Z, D, B are called voiced consonants in Russian. And the next one, sound S, is voiceless. Voice is not used while producing the sound. That's why such sounds as S, H, P are called voiceless in Russian. Right, so let us read syllables with both voiced and voiceless consonants. Za, zo, zu, sa, so, su, za, so, zu. Very nice. Again, a pair of a voiceless f and a voiced v, and the corresponding letters are f and v. Don't forget to bite your lower lip from the inside, right? Like v, f, v, f, right? Fa, fo, fu, va, vo, vu, fo, va, vu. Okay, now we are moving to sounds and even words in Russian, right? So here we have such combinations as do, du, da, ta, to, tu, zu, za, zo, so, su, sa, fo, fa, fu, vu, va, vo. Now let us read our Russian words. Can you guess or remember their meanings? Dom, dom, dom. Voda, voda. We have already come across this word, voda. Remember my explanation about the reduced position. Voda, A is under stress, and we give the full quality of this R. While voda, the O is under stress, and we give a reduced quality of this vowel. Voda, voda, voda. The stressed vowel comes with its full quality. Zal. This is a hall, a big hall, well, like in a hotel or in a concert hall. Sok, stall, stall, sok, juice, stall, stall, stool, stool, tuman, fog in English, right? Photo, Can you guess the meaning of this international word, which comes from an English word, photo? Photo. We all like photos nowadays in social media or in our family albums. Photo, photo. Zond, zond, zond. Well, and now we are moving to a very interesting area and also very important. So I would like to grab your attention, guys. We are moving to a syllable formation in Russian. So in Russian we have the following models of syllables: consonant plus a vowel, consonant, vowel, consonant, and the combination of several syllables, like the first one, consonant plus vowel, the second syllable, again, consonant plus vowel. So let us remember this rule. You need it for your homework today. So let us read all these models. Consonant plus vowel: na, sa, ba, da, pa, no, do, to, zo, du, zu, bu, lu. Consonant, vowel, consonant: dom, nos, тут, там, вот, вам, нам, вас. Consonant plus vowel, consonant plus vowel, two syllables, or even three sometimes, or even four. Mama. Can you guess the meaning of this international word? Mama. Dama. Papa. Lama. Duma. Moda. Don't forget about the stress sign and the full quality of the stressed vowel. Right. So let us remember the models and repeat them again. Luna. And here is a very interesting variation when the stressed vowel comes in the second syllable, in the final syllable. Voda. Don't forget about the reduction of unstressed vowels. Sava. And a very nice word which comes in three syllables here. Lapata. Only stressed vowel comes with its full quality, while all other vowels, unstressed vowels, comes in a reduced quality. Panama. Panama. Right? So your home task will be to classify words according to the syllable model. Right? So here we have both words which correspond directly to the suggested syllable model, and here we have also tricky words which should change their model and find their correct group, their correct members. Don't get deceived by this exercise. This is your homework, and we hope that you'll make it individually. Right, so our next exercise is to read words. Don't forget about the reduced quality of unstressed vowels and full quality of stressed vowels. Mama, собака, дама, мода, Маша. Дом, сок, сова, Tom. You may ask me a question. Where is a stress mark in monosyllabic words, which consist only of one syllable? If the word consists of one syllable exclusively, we don't put a stress mark, because it's clear that this only vowel is stressed, so we don't need to distinguish, to stress, to mark this only stressed vowel, right? So dom, sok, tom, no, stress mark, just because it's clear that in monosyllabic words these vowels comes under a stress, right? Dom, sok, sava, tom, lapata. We are moving to the third line. Vada, sabaka, Panama. Okay. And today we also introduce basic variation of Russian intonation. Usually intonation in Russia is falling. Это дом. And well, if you consider the phrase, if you consider the sentence, well, phrase, the hardest phrase stress comes to on the most important word, to the most important word. So the most important word in a phrase is under biggest stress, right? So это дом. Dom, you hear, well, I add much force to this word because this is the biggest, the most important word in this phrase. However, I may change my intention, my way of thinking, and I may choose to stress the word это. Это дом, это дом, это дом, which is also possible in Russian. So in Russian, stress, phrase stress, serves the function of meaning. It distinguishes the most important word in the phrase. Which word is the most important? Well, the speaker himself decides which word is the most important in the phrase. However, in questions, we have a rising intonation. So, это дом. When we are also surprised, we may also show this surprise with this rising information, like это дом, это дом. So, usually Russians speak with a falling intonation, and the biggest stress is submitted to the most important word in the phrase, while when we build questions or express surprise or emphasize certain words, we change the intonation to the rising one. Это дом, это дом, это дом. Right. So here you see, well, we have different patterns of sentences. Это лампа. Point is given at the end of the sentence. So the first word is given with the first capital letter, это, лампа, and then the point mark. This is a simple sentence with the following intonation, это лампа, and the corresponding picture is like this. But when we get surprised, when we want to question something, when we want to build a question, we pronounce this question with the rising intonation, and we may say это лампа, это лампа. When well, in your homework, we ask you to click on the picture and move it to the right position in the sentence. All these pictures are movable in your homework PPT presentations, and you may grab any picture and put it in the correct position in the sentence. Well, I think we hope you like this moving picture activity, because you don't need to write anything here. You simply move pictures and build Russian sentences. You may remember the words from our previous sentences, so the words which correspond to the pictures in our sentences. Well, don't be lazy and try to repeat the words, remember them, and not only move pictures but pronounce sentences as well. Right, we are moving forward again. Well, we may use words like banana, vase, photo, stool, and build different questions and simple sentences in Russian. So neutral simple sentences, again, in your homework you simply need to grab a picture with your mouse and move it to the correct position in the sentence. Well, now let us read some more words, right? Ba, ma, na, va, po, no, lo, vo, vu, mu, nu, lu. So here we have words and pictures corresponding to these words. Mama, Luna, Papa, llama. Guess the animal corresponding to this word, llama. Right, so let us read again sentences with different intonations and words. Right, so собака, Panama, Luna, Papa, llama, lampa, stall, stool, зонт, banan. Don't forget to read these words at home. Will you please build different types of sentences with a declining intonation, neutral simple sentences in Russian? Это лампа, это собака, and then make questions in Russian with the correct information, rising information. Это собака, это банан, это лампа, это стул. Right, so more information about basic Russian questions. In case you want to ask who questions, you need the word кто. In case you want to ask a question about, with the word, with the corresponding English word what, inanimate object, you need the Russian question word что. Probably you see the letter ch at the beginning of the second word. Here comes another peculiar feature of this Russian letter ch. In initial position, sometimes it is pronounced like sh, but the number of such words is limited, so there are not many of them. Usually Russian consonant letters directly correspond to the consonant sounds, and there's no any big difference between letters and sounds, although there are some exclusions, of course. So let us remember the word что, кто, asking about, this word is used when we ask about people, make questions about people, что, we make questions about things and inanimate objects. Right, and why not learn some greetings in Russian, right? So don't forget that you may greet people of different ages. How to say hello to a friend, your pen pal, or just a peer. Привет. A person who is the same age as you. Привет. And if you want to say hello to a person older than you in age or position, higher in social status, you say здравствуйте. Right, then how to say goodbye in Russian? Again, when you say goodbye to a friend, a pen friend, a pal friend, Well, a friend in social media or just appear, you say пока, пока, пока. Don't forget about the reduced quality of the unstressed vowel and a full quality of stressed vowel. Пока, пока, пока. And addressing senior people, older people. До свидания, до свидания, до свидания. All right. Well, if you want to say thank you in Russian, well, you may use one word in both situations, with friends and with senior and older people. Спасибо, спасибо, спасибо. Again, don't forget about the full quality of the stressed vowel and the reduced quality of the unstressed vowel. And if you want to say please in Russian, well, this is a long word, but we don't have any limits today, so let's repeat and remember this word. Пожалуйста, пожалуйста, пожалуйста. This r, don't mix it with the English dj. We don't have this d starting. We only have this r, 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 without d. Пожалуйста, пожалуйста, пожалуйста. All right, well, dear students, dear ladies and gentlemen, dear, guys, colleagues, thank you for your attention. Спасибо за работу. Молодцы, молодцы, cool people. Thank you very much, cool guys. You are great. Молодцы, молодцы, молодцы. Thank you for your attention and see you next time. Пока. До свидания.